the next aspect of this whole project is video. And video is so dynamic, you can show a lot more.
Right.
So, what applications would you want to see a video digital resource accomplish?
So, for instance, there are certain things that in an audio, in a podcast, yes, it will translate and will translate easily. You can listen to it when you're in transit. You can do so many things.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that it's best if you see it.
Yeah.
Like circle theorem, no matter how I explain to you that angles that exist on this or angles opposite to this but adjacent to this is a right angle, unless you see it, you are not going to get it. Vectors in math is similar to that. Because it has magnitude and direction. What are you explaining to me? It can't be translated necessarily by voice.
And almost every subject has some kind of graph.
Exactly. In economics, you need to be able to, yes, you can describe a downward sloping supply curve or an upward sloping demand curve and where they intersect and how the price is determined, but certainly it would be better if you are able to show it. Because if you understand the graphs, then you understand the theories.
And with economics in particular, there's no a specific need there because it's now been introduced at the CSEC level.
Right.
Whereas it was just in CAPE before, right?
So we because you're trying to improve the quality of passes at the CAPE level for economics,
so
but the truth is that you're starting early. So there are so many things that we could do. There are so many things in terms of the lab work, if we go into the lab, because there are students who do chemistry, physics, bio, they don't have a lab. They don't have a lab because their school does not have the resources. Some of the students have to go to another school to practice the lab so that they can get the concept. So what if we could have them watch the lab done?
The demonstration.
So that they can see the potassium permanganate change color in the titration lab.
So you see these digital resources as a way as well to kind of level the playing field.
Exactly.
For the students that are not having access to as much as other students.
Exactly, because there are some schools that are resource rich and there are some schools that are not. And then we see the difference in the past.
You've actually seen the difference.
Of course, you see it. So what I often try to do on even my radio show is my thing, and I say, let's bring together the best students and the best teachers and show for everyone so that the students who can't go to this school or can't afford the extra class at that school, you cannot say you cannot afford it because it's right there at your fingertips. You don't have to pay the fare, you don't have to pay a fee, you just press play. And that's what we're trying to do with the click of a button in the way that young people consume this information to give them a better chance at getting better qualifications to get a better job opportunity to improve their quality of life.
So the next aspect we want to look at is animation, and we're talking about 14, 15, 16-year-olds here, but me and you still watch cartoons. Everyone still watch cartoons, so we know that animation is a very good way to impart knowledge. It's bright, it's attractive, and it gets the attention. What are some of the subjects you might want to look at where animation is concerned, and also what kind of, how do you structure that information? What would be more geared toward that kind of visual media?
Well, first of all, right off the bat, because what you might not realize is that you do have digital media as a subject in CAPE. So you need to give them it in the way that they consume it. You also, you also have entrepreneurship, which is a topic, a subject, sorry, in CAPE. So CAPE has brought in these dynamic new subjects which do lend themselves to video orientation. So if you look at the same music I was talking about, there are certain things that might translate better in animation or video. There are certain aspects of the sciences that would translate better in animation or video. There are certain elements of history where I am imagining this, but it might translate better with animation or video. Literature, remember that literature, the syllabus, especially at CAPE, is broken down into prose, poetry, and drama. Drama is written to be performed. So that it's written to be seen on stage. Seeing it is important. or understanding or infusing a famous performance of this particular scene into a video would make a world of difference, because now you are seeing the actual influence of what the writer actually meant. So I think that there are so many different ways that we can use multimedia to make these subjects come alive.
Definitely agree. And you know, in putting together these digital resources, we want to also make sure that they're effective. So we want to activate, we want to motivate, we want to engage. But at the end of the day, the teachers who are actually imparting this have to find it useful. So, you know, we've put together in this proposal a focus group that we want to carry out once these productions are in a fairly advanced stage where they can be put out to the teachers, put out to the students. Right. Talk to me about your linkages with resource people like teachers and also students that you have, that we could push this out to get initial feedback before the CXC actually pushes it to the wider CXC population.
Well, what I'd say is that yes, it's important to test the product on the market before you release it into the wider market. For me, I've taught since 2001, and over that time I have a network of many teachers who I've worked with over the years at the various schools that I've worked with. Also, I've been an examiner and an assistant chief examiner for particular subjects where I've been able to interact with teachers, not just from Jamaica or urban Jamaica, from the wider rural Jamaica and the region. So what I've been able to do is I've been able to partner with key people in a way that allows me to say, hey, do you think this would fly in Trinidad? Have a look at this. Do you think this would fly in rural Jamaica? Have a look at this. What do you think is missing from this? What do you think is missing from that? I have students now who are very active in their student councils, very active in their key clubs, very active in their interactive clubs and their SFAs. And what that allows for me is to be able to say, hey, share this amongst your friends. Share this amongst your WhatsApp contacts. Let me know what they're saying about it. Do they like it? Would they watch it? Do they want more? I think that's the way you use it, and kind of in social media we say crowdsource kind of a response.
And you know, this is a Caribbean-wide initiative to get these resources out across 16 different territories. So this is going to be, you know, relying on experiences and just a technical know-how of how to get these across the different kinds of students. You know, what do you think about that in terms of getting it across 16 the very diverse Caribbean territories?
Yeah, I think that's important, because also people want to be able, well, I think that because with the benefit of the internet, it's so much easier. It's so much easier to consume the content, but at the same time, you don't want it to sound very Jamaican and all the examples to be Jamaican, etc. So, for instance, I mean, if I was a Barbadian young person, I would want to sound Barbadian a little bit better than that, you know. You know, and for all the Trinidadians out there, they don't want to hear it. So I mean, I feel that people want to consume the content in their accent, and they want to hear teachers who they even respect. So I think that the more we can draw on resource persons from a wider Caribbean experience, the better.
Dennis, it's been good talking to you. We're looking forward to getting some good work.
Definitely.